I am Mo from Next Concept Limited, and the topic that we are about to discuss on is how to avoid rush for January 2022 admissions. You know, January 2022 admissions has already begun, right? And the truth is that a lot of people just wants to japa. We know that everybody wants to japa, and it's important that we know that right now January 2022 admissions is actually ongoing. You know, a lot of people feel that because September is when the resumption date, at least September 20 is the resumption date for those that are going for September, that they want to wait for September to be done with before they put in their applications for January. But the truth is, why would you want to wait? Why don't you just start now and put in your applications for January? Because January application processes are actually ongoing right now. So in terms of explaining how to avoid the rush for this January 2022 applications and admissions that is coming on, I would like to give you some little bit of tips on how to actually avoid the rush so as to save us a whole lot of time in terms of our admissions process. Do you understand? Hi, I see you all joining. I'm waving back at you. Hi, good afternoon. It's so good to see you. Okay, so in terms of the processes now, we have two different types of processes. We have the admissions process, and that is where we come in, and then we have the university or the school's process. That is within them, you know, the university or the school that you've actually chosen to study in. So now for the admissions process, it entails you making an inquiry, knowing exactly, okay, you say you want to make an inquiry about a particular course, and please, you would have to put into consideration that you need to know the course that you actually want to go for. You have an idea of that course that you want to go for. You have an idea of where you want to study. You know, you need to put into consideration the fees of the course that you want to go for as well. So when you come to us, for instance, at Next Concept Limited, what we'll do for you is we gather your documents and make sure that we check through your documents to see that, okay, the course you want to go for aligns with what you intend studying. You know, is that the course that you studied as your BSc? That's for those that want to go for MSc. Or there has to be a progression rather. There has to be a progression from what you studied as your BSc or your work experience. It's actually very important. So we need to check through your documents to be sure that you don't say you studied accounting and you want to go for public health, for instance. You know, there's no correlation. And the school is definitely going to flag it. So that's where we come in. We come in to actually advise you on how best to know the right decision to make in respect to your career growth and the progression. Do you understand what I mean? So it's actually always very important. I see you in. Hi, good afternoon. Welcome. You're so welcome. So it's actually very important that we put that into consideration. So what we would do for you is we gather your documents, we check through, ensure that the course that you have actually chosen to study, it goes in line with what you've done before or what you have an experience in terms of your work experience. And then we ensure that all your documents are complete, because we need your references, we need your certificate, we need your transcripts, we need your CV is also very important for you to have. So we need all your documents, as a matter of fact. And when you come to us, we'll state all the documents that are required and how you need to go about getting them, and would help you to put in your admissions, your applications, so that you can get your admissions. So that is where we come in. So we give you a direct advice based on your career growth to ensure that you have a future prospect in that particular career. Do you understand what I mean? So it will be safe to say that you should come on board as soon as possible to start your application process, because the truth is that time is really running out. We have less than how many months down till January? This is September. We have October, November, December, January, just 4 months. So you imagine. And now the thing is, now the school process. In terms of the school process, there are different schools you have in different countries. You have UK, you have US, you have Canada, you have Ireland. So there are different schools there, and they all have their different criteria that specify and makes them completely unique. So each school have their own criteria that they are looking for, and each school is unique in its own way, if you understand what I mean. So in terms of the school process now, the moment we help you to ensure that you get an admission with the school, The school, on the other hand, by themselves, would be the ones to grant you the unconditional offer. Now, for those that want to go for January, like the reason why I said the earlier the better is because, take for instance, now you're going for January, you're putting in an application now in September, and once you put in your application and okay, say you submit like a student transcript now, for instance, and then the school comes and says, for some students, they actually say, you know what, I can't get my transcript from school. What I need to submit is the student copy transcript. Yeah. So if you submit something like that, for instance, and this particular school that you've chosen is saying that they need your original transcript, you will definitely need to go and get that. Do you get? So then you will get a conditional offer with the school. So for you to get an unconditional offer with the school, you will need to go and get your transcript, the original transcript. So it depends on school. There are some schools that would even give you offer without transcripts. Do you get? If you want to know more about those kind of schools, you need to contact us, send us a DM so that we can tell you more about schools like that. But for those that would actually require for you to send in your transcript, the original transcript, then you will need to get it for you to get an unconditional offer with the school. Now, the process of the school, it varies. Now, for us now, when we get your applications and we get your documents and want to put in your applications, between 2 to 3 working days, we put in your application. Because I have some students that will always come to me and say, I want you to put my applications now. I just submitted my documents to you. We need to verify. We need to do a thorough check of your documents to make sure that they actually go through with the conditions that are necessary to be met by the school. So you give us a little bit of time, at most 3 days, 2 to 3 days, to check through your documents and ensure that everything is at par before we push it through to the school so that you don't get rejected. So we need you to please be patient with us in that regard. So for the school now, it's at the discretion of the school. Most of the time, some schools now, they have 48 hours to get you back your offer. Some schools take 2 weeks. Some schools take more than that. Some schools take less than that. So it depends on the particular school that you are going to. So we also need to exercise patience in that aspect, because we need to just be patient enough to say, okay, you know what, let the school go through the applications and then give the offer. You know what I mean? So in terms of that now, we need to just be patient with the school, and once you get your offer from the school, the next thing you are doing is you're paying your deposit. So it's also, then the deposit also varies depending on the school that you're going to. It actually varies. Some deposits are 3,000, some are 2,000. It depends. Some are up to 4,000, some are 8,000 as a matter of fact. And some would say, like for Ireland now, you pay the full tuition fee. Do you understand what I mean? So it depends on the school. So the earlier the better. You pay your deposit and then you know exactly how to move forward. After paying your deposit, then for some schools also, they do interview. So the moment you're paying your deposits, we're uploading your documents for you on your portal. The school might actually request that they want to see you and they want to do an interview with you. So if they say they want to do that, we would prep you. We would put you through on the guidelines on what to say and what not to say in respect to your interview to make it seamless for you. You know, that's where we come in to help you and guide you through the process. You see that we are not leaving you at any particular point in time all through the process of your admissions. We are not. We are not going to leave you at all. So we'll ensure that we make sure that we go through the process with you and ensure that you get your process done in the right way. So once you get that, we prep you for the interview, then you get your CAS. That's your confirmation of acceptance of studies. After you get your CAS, then we can apply for your visa. Do you get? So all this process is actually very, very important. And please remember that for the school, we need to just be patient. I still had a student call me this morning. She's for January. I told you, so many students are already applying for January. What are you waiting for? I saw a student call me this morning and she's like, I've not gotten anything from the school yet. What's going on? We've pushed the documents through to the school, but we're waiting for the school to get back to us in respect to that person's application, that particular student's application. And the truth is, the delay might actually come at some point. Maybe the school is still trying to sort out for those that have gone for September. So you just need to understand that it's a process. And they have a backlog of students that they work with. So it's a process. So we just need to try and understand that and just be patient enough to let the school get back to you. Some students will start writing mails to them that, what is going on? What is going on? I need to see something. I need to hear something. But the truth is, just be patient. Do you get? So it's important note that if you haven't started putting in your application for January, please start doing that now. January is just around the corner. I'm still going to talk about the bank statements that will be required and all that, but January is just around the corner, so we need to make hay while the sun shines and put in the application as soon as possible. Send us a DM if interested. We'll guide you through. We're not going to leave you at any particular point in time. Be rest assured about that. I see you joining in. Hi, good afternoon. Hi. Okay, so now in terms of the tips now on the best ways to avoid the rush, because as a matter of fact, for those that are going for September right now, there are people that are still doing interview because before those for September, there's people that are still doing interview right now and they're supposed to be in school. Do you know why? Because actually when they were supposed to put in their application, they didn't do that on time. You know, and the truth is that, like I said, the earlier the better. They didn't do that on time. Now they have to start doing interview now when people are already getting. As a matter of fact, CAS deadline has even passed for some schools. Do you understand? So we need to know that there are deadlines to this thing and there are processes to this thing. We will guide you through to make you understand all the processes that are required, but we need to understand that you need to get documents on time, and let us put in the process for you on time so that you can get your admission on time. And then please note that it is not all schools that have January intake for some particular courses. You know, take for instance now for UG, for those that are going for undergraduates, most undergraduate courses are in September. Only on rare cases and some particular rare schools have them for January. You get, so it's actually very important to note that there's a timeline for all these things, and so the earlier we put everything into perspective, the better. Do you understand what I mean? Okay, so now in the tips, in terms of tips that I was talking about, that I would actually just hint you about the tips that are required to avoid that rush that a lot of students are going through right now. I would say as a matter of fact, you should have. This is September, right? So, but by now you should have actually determined the budget that you want to spend. Your budget, how much you intend to spend for your admissions for January. You should know your budget. Know it very, very early. As a matter of fact, you should have known it before now. You should have known it like since yesterday. You don't understand what I mean. So know your budget, how much you intend to invest in your educational career. You should have that at the back of your mind before you even progress and say, yes, I want to do this. Because the truth is that it's actually, you need to put the money into consideration. If you can afford it, then it's fine. Do you understand? If you can afford it, then the earlier the better. So you need to put your budget into consideration and have that already. By now, you should have had that. You know what I mean? So, and also you need to decide on your career choice. So, like I told you earlier, I said that you need to put into consideration your educational background and your work experience. Those are the two main things that will determine the career path that you would choose. You know, the experience that you've had would say a lot, and how many years that you've even had that experience will also say a lot. So we need to put that into consideration, and you should have done that by now, because we are in September already. So that should have been done by now, knowing what your budget should have been done by now already. Hi, I'm waving at you. Hi, good afternoon. Okay, so you should have decided on the school. Like I told you, we have Canada, we have Australia, we have Ireland, we have UK, we have US. So it's so many countries to choose from. So you should have made your decision. Okay, you know what, my budget, so this is exactly the school where it can suit. So this is where I want to go to. If it is UK, fine. If it is Ireland, fine. If it is Australia, fine. Anywhere you want to go to, as long as you know that it can suit your budget, how much to spend for your education, then it's fine. Do you understand what I mean? And also, now this is where we come in. The moment you do that, we cannot put in for not just one school for you now. We can say, you know what, just so can increase your chances of getting admission and ensuring that you go for this January that is coming, that okay, you know what we'll do, we'll put in for 2 schools for you, or at most 3 schools, as a matter of fact, just so that we can help you and ensure that we go through the process with you. So imagine us putting an application for you and telling you that okay, you know what, we are not just putting in for 1 school, we are putting in for not just 1, we are putting for 2, and then on a rare case we put in for 3 schools for you. Isn't that amazing? And we will do all that for UK free. You understand what I mean? So why are you waiting for, really? So why don't you just start putting in your applications right now for January? You're not too late. You're not too late. Making all these plans, you're not too late. At least for now, you're not too late. So why don't you send in your documents? Let's go through them and guide you through the process and ensure that you get your admissions as soon as possible, as a matter of fact. Okay, so moving forward, now for some students would have, they don't have English. In terms of their English proficiency, they don't have English. And now there are some universities that would say you can take their own English test, their own English IELTS. Although you might decide that, you know what, I actually want to take IELTS to make up for the English that I don't have. And for those that their English, they've had it, maybe they wrote WAEC in 1992. You have people like that, or 1989. People like that now, very, 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 very far away years that they've written their English proficiency, their English and their WAEC generally. For those people like that, you might have to still write that IELTS or the English exam with the school, because it's been too long. For those that have been too long, as a matter of fact, what they consider most of the time is from 2000 upward. But some schools, like for 1995 now, some schools will still take, some, not all. Some schools will still take, but most of the time, from 2000 upward, most schools will take from 2000 upward for your WAEC, and some schools take NECO. Some take only WAEC. So all this is what we'll put you through to let you understand. And to be honest, a lot of students actually go and they put in their applications themselves because they're in a rush or they're in a hurry and they're not going through the due process. But guess what? Once they do that, they still come back to us and they tell us, you know what, I'm stuck. What did I do wrong? What am I not doing right? And then we now have to guide them through. So if you have a case like that, why don't you send us a DM and we'll help you and put you through on what exactly it is that you're doing wrong, so that you can go through the right channel and the right process and ensure that you do everything in the right way. As a matter of fact, students that actually go ahead and do it themselves, some of them don't even get a reply back from the school as fast as we would give you a reply from the school. And then they'll call us and tell us, you know what, I've not gotten a reply from the school. What is going on? What exactly is going on? And I put in the application myself, but I've not gotten anything. Well, our own students that we put in the applications for them, they're already getting replies from the school because they did it themselves, and we are agents and we work directly with the school. So you see the advantages that you have by working with us. So why don't you just send in your documents as soon as possible, and let us help you put in your applications as fast as possible. So as I was saying, so we need to check that you have that English. For some, like Ireland now, IELTS is very important. Canada, IELTS is very important. So we need to ensure that you have that, and it's academic. It's actually very, very important that you have all those. Now, sorry, if you have a question, you could always leave your question in the comment section, and I'll definitely go through and answer your questions if you have any questions to ask me. Okay, so now we also advise that you apply to the school as early as possible. Like I've always said, we apply, as a matter of fact, applications, we should start putting in your applications from now. Although they are already dealing with those that are going for September, but we can still put in your applications from now, and then you will definitely hear from the school as soon as possible. So why don't we put in those applications for you? So also, now in terms of the bank statement, we always say that you should consider your bank statement, and you need to consider your bank statement very early. You should know how much will be required. So when we are putting in your applications for you, we'll do a calculation for you in respect to how much you have. We'll do your calculation in respect to how much the tuition fee is. Then we'll take out your deposit. We'll do the calculation for you. I don't want to go into details about the calculation, about how much you will be needing for your bank statement. And there's no way you would know that if you don't come to us and ask us. You understand? So we'll definitely put you through, would explain to you what exactly is needed for your bank statement to be complete. And once we have that, okay, for instance now, for UK, the bank statement that is required should be in your account for 28 days. For Ireland, it's 6 months. You need 6 months bank statement. For Canada, you need 6 months. For US, you need 6 months bank statement. And there are processes to these bank statements. You can't just say, okay, I have a bank statement and it's just sitting in my account. I have money in my account and that is it. After some couple of time, I'll just print it out and send it to them. It doesn't work that way. It needs to be vetted. So if you don't know what is required in that bank statement that you are providing, it will be flagged. You understand what I mean? And at the end of the day, you have to come back to us to put you through, and we wouldn't want you to miss out on that admission. So we would like to put you through in respect to your bank statement, what is actually required, and the earlier we do that, the better. So the reason why I said we need to start knowing your bank statements, what will be required. So the moment we've chosen the school for you, we already know the amounts, the range, and then if you have dependents as well, we already know what is required. Now for some countries, you do, like for UK, you do your IHS and all that. For some, like US, all you need is just your service fee. Do you understand? But we need to put you through all these processes for you to have a better understanding of how everything works. And there's no way you can do that without contacting us and finding out from us the best way to go about things. So please, I would always advise my students that don't try and say you want to do it on your own. Please. It's a risk that I would not advise anybody to take. Some people take the risk and it flies, and they do it, and at the end of the day, they are not being asked to do anything, or they go through with it, but not all the time. At the end of the day, sometimes it actually backfires. So I would always advise that why don't you come on to us like for UK now, like I said, it's free. Ask us questions that you don't understand, so that we can put you through and guide you through the right channel, so that you don't get rejected. Do you understand what I mean? So please put that into consideration. Also, so in terms of that bank statement, just remember that you need to start knowing your bank statement for now. Just have an idea of it, and then walk you through the process of everything, and we'll tell you when you start counting, as a matter of fact. But take for instance now, for those that need 6 months bank statement, if they don't start counting their bank statement since, we have only 4 months till January, you see that they would have actually missed out on it. Do you understand? So you need to understand the processes and the guidelines and everything, so that you can know the right channels to go through, so that you don't make a mistake. Do you understand what I mean? So and also so you need to, like I said, you need to consider the fees that needs to be paid by the school. Consider the fees. Consider all the amounts that you've been needing for your IHS, for your visa fee. You need to put all that into consideration, and all that will give you will let you know how much you've been. From the get-go, the moment you come to us, we will require your background to know more about you, and the next thing is we are telling you about the possible fees that you'll be paying. So you're already seeing everything even before you start the process. So in terms of your budget, that is where it comes in, and then you understand that, okay, this is how much I'll be needing. Can I afford it? Can I get a cheaper school? All that will be put into consideration, because I know that everybody wants to japa, and the truth is that the best way to do it is to go through the right channel. Do you understand what I mean? So we need to put all that into consideration. Consider your deposit as well. Can you afford to pay that deposit at this particular point in time? You know, because I said, the moment you get your unconditional offer with the school, then you get to pay your deposit. So the question is, can you pay the deposit the moment the school is requesting for it? Some, like Coventry now, for instance, will require that you pay for 4,000 now, and then pay 4,000 even before you get to school. That's £8,000. So some schools, it varies depending on the country, depending on the school you want to go for. Do you understand? So it actually depends. So you need to put into consideration that, okay, I have my deposit already planned out. So the moment I get an offer, then I can pay my deposit. And some people will say, you know what, I actually want to defer. If you want to defer, then it's fine. You can always defer. But most of the time, it's always better that you pay your deposit before you even defer, so that you don't lose that space that has been given to you by the school. So the moment you pay your deposits, you can defer. For some schools and for some countries, you can actually defer without paying deposits, but not all. So when we say pay your deposit before you defer, it's because we know what we're talking about in respect to that school, if you know what I mean. And then also for TB tests, it's part of the requirements that are required for students that actually want to travel abroad. Now that TB test, my advice is you need to go and start doing your TB. If you know you're going for January, start doing your TB test from now. Go and enroll, because the place is packed full. Because a lot of people want to japa. So please, if you want to go for January, I would advise that start doing your TB test from now. Go to IOM office in Ikeja if you're in Lagos, and go and do your TB test, or go online and apply and pick a date. As a matter of fact, some students now are saying that dates are filled up. that there's no available date or something, or there's a space for one date. They will just see one date. So please, the earlier the better. Even if you've not put in your application, even if you've not submitted your documents, and you know you're going for January, TB test, the duration is for 6 months. It's for 6 months. So if you go and do your TB test now, the earlier the better. You will at least still have it, and you'll be able to go for January with TB test. So please go and enroll for your TB test so that you can get it done. And if you are going with your dependents as well, your dependents need to get their TB test, and the earlier the better. Please just put that into consideration. It's very, very important we note that. So like I said, when you follow through the due process, then we'll be able to put in your application fast, and then your visa can come out very, very fast. Do you understand? So it's always hi, I see you joining in. Hi, good afternoon, you're welcome. Hi. Okay, so it's always very important that we put that into consideration, that your visa would actually be processed early because you have put in your applications early, and you've gotten a reply from the school early. So everything follows a due course. Okay, say for January 2022 now, we're in September, right? And like I said, we have 4 months till January. Okay. And like I said also, that it is not all courses that are available for January. Most courses are available for September, and it is not all schools that have courses that are available for January, you know. So please put that into consideration. January courses are not much. They are not as much as September courses are. So you need to know what you want to go for, and the earlier the better. You know, the earlier we put in your applications, the earlier the better. So so now for January, we're in September, right? Like I said, you need to do your TB test now. For January, go and enroll now. Go online, go to IOM Tuberculosis Test Center online and enroll, so that you can get a date for your appointment, so that you can go for your TB test. I see your questions. I will answer them very shortly. So that you can get your TB test done. And TB test is for everyone that actually wants to travel out. It's always very required that they all do have their TB test done. So it's very important that you do that. And also now, by now we should have applied for the school for you. We're in September. We should have applied for the school for you by now. So please send us a DM. Don't delay anymore. If your intention is to japa, please don't delay. Send us a DM so that we can start processing your applications as soon as possible. Because the truth is that time is really not. You might think that January is far, but January is just around the corner. It's 4 months away. Do you understand? So please send in your documents as soon as possible, so that we can go through the due process with you and get your admissions as soon as possible. You know what I mean? Also, now, if to say you've already done all the admissions process that I told you about, we've gone through everything, and we've put in your application by now, say by October, you should have been paying your deposit. Because by October, you should have at least gotten an offer and gotten something from the school and heard from the school. So when you're working towards, okay, let me say by October I'm paying my deposit, and I'm trying to ensure that if I have an interview, I'm preparing for my interview. You understand what I mean? So by October, you should put that into consideration, that you should be paying your deposit. And also, we should have started thinking about arranging your bank statement, knowing exactly how much you'll be needing, how much will be required to be in your account, what your statement is saying. For those that have 6 months bank statement to provide, they should have started providing the bank statement since before now. You know, they know. I'm sure that majority of them know that it's 6 months, so they should have counted backward and started providing the necessary details, and whatever requirements is needed for the bank statement should be already provided. So, but by October, we should check through the bank statement, ensure that okay, this is actually going to fly for you, or it's not going to fly. So that you're looking at, say, okay, by November, for those that are going for UK now, for instance, by November they are thinking of, okay, you know what, all I need is just 28 days bank statement. Okay, so by November, let me just put it, let me just count from, say, November 1 till November ending, you know, because by if you're thinking of doing it by December, that means you'll be entering into January to be doing your visa processing. Do you understand what I mean? So we would want to avoid that. So we'll say, okay, you know what, say by October, November, you're thinking of doing your bank statements, because some schools would actually request for the bank statement before they do your CAS, before they issue you your CAS. You know, so if the school is actually requesting for it, you can actually use the same bank statement for CAS and for visa. You understand? So if you're already giving them bank statements by October, that means that your bank statement should have been counting by September, and then you are giving them, the moment you get it, you are giving them for the same bank statement for visa. That's for those that want to go to UK. You understand? So it actually depends and it varies. So you should be putting that into consideration, and then so we should be calculating. So by November, say at most, calculating your bank statement, and you should be counting already, because at least you already have an offer with the school, you've paid your deposit, you're good to go. Do you understand? You should be counting already. So then by December, we should be able to apply for your visa, all things being equal, to make it faster for you. You understand? So by December, let's say we are thinking of, okay, let us apply for your visa for you, so that we'll put you in through, say, when do you want to get to school? You want to get to school by January. So, do you understand? You see that it's a process, and all these things, they have timeline and guidelines that need to be met for you to be able to go through. So we need to put all that into consideration and ensure that you get it as fast as possible. And by January, you are ready to go. Do you understand what I mean? So it's always important that we put all these things into consideration and we make them as fast as possible. And basically, those are the major things that you need to put into consideration in respect to in order for you to avoid the rush. In order for you to avoid the rush, please and please and please contact us as soon as possible. It's actually very, very important that you do this, so that we can make the process extremely seamless for you. You know, as a matter of fact, please, you can drop us a DM so that we can get your documents immediately and start working on processing it for you. You understand? So please send us a DM so that we can start as soon as possible. I can't emphasize that enough. Wherever it is that you want to go to, wherever, we can always make that happen for you, as long as we have the right documents and we have the right background check for you to know that, okay, this is exactly what you've done before and this is not what you've done before. So in order for us to be able to process and give you a seamless admission. Do you understand what I mean? So that's basically it though. I said I wasn't going to take too long today. I hope that this has been quite informative though. I hope it has been quite informative. So let me just go through your questions, and then let me see if I can actually call someone to join, and you send me an invite. Let me see if I can actually chat with someone. Would you like to chat with me? If you like to chat with me, send me an invite. Let me chat with you and just say hi. But let me go through your questions. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Let me just go through your questions. Okay. So you can always send me an invite though. You can always send me an invite. Just give me a minute. I want to see that I go through and not miss anybody's questions. So just give me a minute. Okay. Can you do the TB test without having gotten the UCAS? You can always do your TB test now. The reason why I'm saying that you can, Grace, you can always do your TB test now, please. The reason why I'm saying this is that yeah, for UCAS, the application for UCAS is January. Even for those that are going for September, the timeline you have for UCAS is January. But I would say that you put in your applications now. Do you understand? For your TB test, you go for your appointment now. You know why? Because the place is actually plugged. And right now, so many students, if you go to the TB test center in Ikeja, it's packed. Right now, it's actually packed with a whole lot of people, you know, trying to get a date. So the truth is that the earlier you start applying for it and have your certificate at hand, the better for you. Do you understand? So the truth is that you need to contact us. The truth is that you need to contact us, and the moment you contact us, we would tell you the school. The idea is that we tell you the school that you want to go to. After telling you the school, you already have an idea of the school. They'll be needing the address of the school, definitely. So since you already have the information about the school you are going for, then why not just put in go for your appointment, sorry. Why not just go for your appointment immediately so that you can get your certificate on time? Regardless, do you understand what I mean? So that's that about that. Like, it's really, really important. The place is really, really packed with a whole lot of people right now that are trying to get their certificate. So that's why I said the earlier the better for you to get this done. So please just put that into consideration, that you need to go and let us know the courses that you want to go for. Once we know the course, we know the school that you are going to, then as long as you have the address of the school, just go and apply. And the truth is that if you get a school, okay, like I told you that we'll be putting in for 2 or 3 schools for you, right? Now, if you get a school that you're not comfortable with, out of the 3 schools, say you get one and you've done your TB test and it's addressed to that particular one, you can always go back and change the address. They would always print another one for you. It's even faster for you to go back and change the address than for you to be getting that TB test. And imagine you going with your dependents. All of you must do the TB test though. So if you are a family of 5, the 5 of you are doing the TB test. So imagine how packed the place is. Do you understand what I mean? That's why I said you should go and get it done as soon as possible. Do you understand, Grace? Okay, so someone is saying, can I apply for January intake for Canada? Of course. Now, if there are schools, if there are courses that are available for January for you, for Canada, why not? Of course you can. But if you want to know more about Canada, you need to send us a DM. Let us know how serious you are in going to Canada and how eager you are to go to Canada. Send us a DM so that we'll see that, okay, this person actually wants to go to Canada and is ready to take all. You have the full chance to carry it. You know what I mean? So as long as we see that you have the full chance to carry, no problem, we'll put Canada for you. So of course, if your course is available for January, then why not? We'll definitely put it for Canada. So okay. Okay, Grace is saying thank you. You're welcome, my darling. Okay, so is there a way to prompt a school for admission? I applied to 2 UK schools early August, but I haven't heard anything from them. I applied for January admission. That's why. Hi, Ola Papa. Like I said before, you are applying for January. That's why there's a delay. Those that are going for September, the school needs to focus. Like I told you that all these things, they take a due process. For those that are going for September, they need to welcome them in. You know, they have their opening and all of that. So they need to make sure that all the students that are accountable for all the departments needs to be in check. They need to be sure that all of them have paid their deposit, they are going through the right enrollment process and all of that. So that's why there's a little bit of delay. But give or take, before the last week of this month, hopefully, you will definitely hear from them, because there's always a delay like that. Ola, there's always a delay like that because of those. You know, we are still in September right now. Because of those that are actually going for September. You know, like I told you that some students now, they're just applying for their visa to actually travel. You know, so they need to put everything in check and ensure that they are all met. For, you know, and those ones already, they've paid their deposits, and they know that they are serious students and they are ready to come to school with them. So they need to provide for them, prepare them, and all of that. That's why there's a little bit of delay. So just please hang in there, and then hang in there and just wait for them a bit. Give them till like the last week of this month or so to hear back from them, please. And also, Ola, if you applied yourself, please send us a DM. We can help you to follow through with the school. Like I told you that when you apply yourself, it takes longer. Do you understand? But there's a way we go about it, that we talk directly to the school, and then we tell them, oh, come, what is happening to this person's application? This student's application, what happened to it? Why is there a delay? We can always do that for you, but there's no way we can do it if you apply it yourself. So please, I'm begging you, send us a DM so that we can help you to follow up, to do a little bit of follow-up with the school, and let them know that, okay, this person sent the application when, what is going on, and all of that. Do you understand what I mean? So we can follow up for you and help you with your visa process as well. And then for those that already have their admissions and they don't have their visa yet, they've not put in for their visa, we can always help you with your visa. If you've already gotten admissions with the school and you did everything yourself, and you are one of the many few, and you actually got it, so we can always help you with your visa. So you can always send us a DM and we'll put you through. Okay, we'll help you to get that. So someone is saying, is a baby of 3 months also going to do TB tests? The truth is that all dependents, most of the time, yeah, all dependents are doing TB tests. Now, it depends on them in the center if they would not want to do it for your baby. Do you understand? But from the information I have, all dependents do TB tests. Do you understand? So, but when you get to the center and you ask them, okay, this is my baby, and can my baby do it, or can my baby not do it, then they will tell you if your baby won't be able to do it. But the truth is that all dependents actually do TB tests, all of them. Do you understand? Including the primary applicants, everybody, they must do TB tests. Do you understand? Someone is saying more for life. Oh, I'm blowing you a kiss. Thank you. Hi, good afternoon. Oh, hi, good afternoon. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Okay, so someone says, do you help in writing personal statements? I'm stuck. My dear, the truth is that if you had actually come to us directly, we would have helped you. Not in writing your personal statement though, but we'll guide you through the process of writing your personal statements, because there's always a template that we'll give you that will help to understand what is needed and what is not needed in your personal statement. That's why I said, Ezra, I don't know if I pronounced your name well. Ezran, please send us a DM so that we can help you by showing you the way to go about it. Because the truth is that most of the time we always advise that the students put in their own, they should write their personal statements themselves, because the school needs to understand your experience. They need to know that, okay, you have what it takes to actually get this course. You know what you've been through, and you can actually sell yourself. Like, you sell yourself to the school. That's what it's about. They want to see you sell yourself. Tell them what they want to hear. Do you get what I mean? And the best way you can actually know how to get this done is by sending us a DM. So Ezran, please send us a DM and we'll put you through. Do you understand? You don't need to cry. It's actually very, very easy. So just send us a DM. We'll put you through and help you to understand what is needed and what is not needed. Do you understand? And also, we could always send you a sample to go through. Not that you copy the sample, but for you to understand what is needed in that sample, to understand what you need to write as your own personal journey, to explain to the school that this is me, this is my personal journey, and this is why I need to take this course. Do you understand what I mean? So that's it. So someone says, please, I'd like to study MA social work in UK for January intake. Is it possible, ma'am? Now we'll check for schools that have that, the course that you want to go for. We'll definitely check for schools that have this course. Hi, I'm moving back at you. We'll check for schools that have this course for you. Once we find that, then we can definitely put in your application. Do you understand? But the thing is, now if it's not available for January, then we'll put you in for September if it's not too late for you. But like I said, it is not all courses that are available for January, and it's not all schools that have courses for that January, because most of the time the major intake is always September. So, and please, for undergraduates, remember that if you want to start applying for September for undergraduates, you need to start applying from now. You need to start applying from now, because your UCAS, we need to process your documentations from now, so that the moment UCAS is open, because UCAS is always open around January and it's not open for too long, so the moment UCAS is open, we can put in your application through UCAS so that you can get your admission. For all those that want to go through UCAS in terms of their courses and all of that. Do you understand what I mean? So okay, Ola says, okay, thank you, ma. Mo, do you guys partner with University of Salford, Manchester? Okay, now the University of Salford, Manchester, if we partner with them, I'm not going to tell you if we partner with them or not. What I'm going to say is this: send us a DM, send a direct DM, so that I can give you the answer to that question, because I wouldn't want to tell you. I want to whet your appetite, because I want you to come and ask me directly. Or I don't know if you have my number, send me a message personally and then I'll answer your question, because I would like to know exactly why you're asking that question, what your plan is. Do you understand? And what you intend to do with the answer that I give you. Do you understand? So I would like you to send us a DM so I can answer that question for you in terms of our partnership with the schools. But we definitely have schools that we partner with, you know. And if you want to know more about that, I would like you to send us a DM so that you can have the answers to that particular question. I have my reasons why I'm not telling you that now. We partner with some schools, and most of the time we can always put you, and then for that particular school we can definitely put in applications for you for the school. So I would like to know why you're asking the question, because it might be that you've actually put in your application yourself. Do you understand? And we'll see where we will come in to help you and guide you through. So I'd like to whet your appetite to say, you know what, send a DM or chat me up personally so I can answer your question and help you and guide you through the rest of the process. Do you understand? Yeah. So hi, I see you all joining in. So would you like me to bring someone in? Let me see if I still have a little more time. Within 5 minutes. Can I do that? Let me see if I can just Are you sending a request? Let me see if I can invite someone. To join. I hope this has been quite informative though, and I hope that you've been able to understand everything in respect to the rush. Please, the earlier the better to put in your applications. Let's do this. Let's make January a dream come true. Do you understand what I mean? The earlier the better, please. So that's just all I want you to know in respect to that. I hope that you've really enjoyed today's session, and next week, definitely same time, would love you to come back next week and meet with us at Next Concept Limited live, so that we can have a chat like this. Same time next week, we'd love to have you. So I hope that you've had so much fun. I'm waving back at you. I hope that you had so much fun with me as I have. And I hope that we'll definitely see you same time next week, where we would have and continue with our chats. I hope that's fine. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you all. And like I said, please send us a DM so that we can help make your dreams come true. Okay, someone is asking for my WhatsApp number. Let me see if I can just type it for you here before I run. Okay, let me just type it for you before I run. I'm coming, please. Just give me a minute. Okay, let me just type my WhatsApp number so I can always just chat me up if you want to. Let me see. I don't know. Okay, sorry. Just give me a minute because I'm actually running now. 090 37 3792 92895. Okay, so 0903 0909. Okay, so 0909379285. Okay, so if you want to send me a message, you can always send me a message to chat with and all that. So now I have to go. Actually, I have to go. I really have to go. Someone is saying change is permanent. I don't know what you mean though. So okay, now I have to go though. But it's been really nice being here. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for being here and joining us on live. I hope to see you again same time next week. Do have a wonderful week ahead, and until next week, bye.